Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. Diagnostic Trouble Code DTC P0462 refers to a low voltage condition detected in the fuel level sensor circuit, specifically the fuel gauge sending unit. Understanding this error is crucial for accurate fuel level readings displayed on the dashboard. The components involved include the fuel gauge sending unit and the gauge control module, or tachometer. The fuel gauge sending unit is located within the fuel tank, where it measures the level of fuel and relays this information to the gauge control module via electrical signals. If the voltage is too low, the engine control unit, ECU, cannot process the fuel level accurately, leading to possible incorrect fuel readings. When troubleshooting this code, it is essential to first capture any freeze data and onboard snapshots, which will provide insights into the vehicle's conditions at the time of the error. The fuel gauge sending unit is a pivotal component that tracks the amount of fuel present in the tank and sends this information to the gauge control module. This sending unit operates by means of a float that rises and falls with the level of fuel, changing the resistance in the circuit, which the gauge interprets as a specific fuel level. Location-wise, it is housed within the fuel tank, making it a component that requires careful handling during inspections or replacements. The gauge control module, commonly referred to as the tachometer, receives the voltage signals from the sending unit and translates them into a visual representation on the dashboard. If the voltage coming from the sending unit is low, the gauge will read inaccurately, leading to implications such as running out of fuel unexpectedly. Hence, diagnosing this DTC is essential for ensuring the vehicle's reliability. Several potential causes could lead to DTC P0462. A faulty fuel gauge sending unit is one of the most common reasons. If the sending unit is malfunctioning, it may not provide the correct voltage signals necessary for the gauge control module to interpret fuel levels accurately. Additionally, damaged wiring can create resistance or break the electrical circuit entirely, leading to a low voltage reading. Poor connections or loose terminals at either the gauge control module or the fuel gauge sending unit can also prevent proper electrical signaling. These issues may result from wear and tear or environmental factors causing corrosion or physical damage to the connectors and wires. Properly diagnosing each of these potential causes is crucial for effectively resolving the DTC. Symptoms resulting from DTC P0462 primarily revolve around inaccurate fuel gauge readings. Drivers may notice that the fuel gauge does not reflect the actual amount of fuel in the tank, leading to confusion while driving. Moreover, the fuel warning light might illuminate unexpectedly, indicating low fuel when there may still be a substantial amount in the tank. This can result in drivers needing to refuel more frequently than necessary, creating an inconvenient driving experience. Erroneous fuel readings can trigger anxiety about running out of fuel, causing unnecessary stops. Hence, addressing these symptoms not only aids in restoring the gauge's functionality, but also ensures overall driving safety and efficiency. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0462 involves turning the ignition switch to the on position, which signals the vehicle's electrical system to activate without starting the engine. Next, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to clear the DTC, allowing the ECU to reset and attempt to start fresh. After clearing the DTC, it is essential to wait approximately 5 seconds to let the system stabilize. Following this, check for any pending or confirmed DTCs using the HDS again. This process helps identify any underlying issues that may have triggered the low voltage condition and assists in determining whether the problem persists or if it was an intermittent failure. By seriously analyzing the system's response after clearing the DTC, technicians can hone in on subsequent troubleshooting steps. In the second troubleshooting step, check if DTC P0462 is indicated after performing the initial diagnostics. If the DTC appears, this confirms a consistent issue in the system, and you should proceed to step 4 for further inspection. Conversely, if the DTC does not appear and the system seems operational, it may signal an intermittent failure. In such cases, it is advisable to check for poor connections or loose terminals at the gauge control module and the fuel gauge sending unit. This can often resolve minor electrical issues that cause sporadic faults. Ensuring secure connections is critical, as even small disruptions in the circuit can lead to erroneous voltage readings. For the third step, start by turning the ignition switch to the lock position. This step is crucial for safety as it ensures that the electrical system is completely powered down before any repairs are attempted. Next, proceed to remove the rear seat cushion to access the components beneath. Following this, detach the rear floor upper cross member, along with the access panel from the floor. This disassembly is necessary to gain access to the fuel tank unit 4P connector, which is integral for measuring electrical signals associated with the fuel level. Always take care when removing interior components to avoid any damage that may complicate reassembly or further diagnostics. In this step, disconnect the fuel tank unit 4P connector, allowing for direct inspection of the signals coming from the fuel gauge sending unit. After disconnecting the connector, turn the ignition switch to the on position again to activate the system. Following this, use the HDS to check for pending or confirmed DTCs once more. This is a crucial diagnostic step as it allows you to identify if the readings change when the gauge unit is disconnected, offering insights into whether the issue lies within the sending unit itself. If DTC P0463 is indicated, it can demonstrate a need for replacement of the fuel gauge sending unit, while a lack of this DTC points to other possible issues that need further exploration. In the fifth step, measure the voltage between the fuel tank unit 4P connector terminal number 1 and the body ground using a multimeter. This measurement is vital for determining whether there is battery voltage being supplied to the fuel gauge sending unit. Referencing the color-coded wiring here can help ensure accurate testing. The orange wire typically indicates the signal line. If the voltage reads battery voltage, this confirms that the circuit is operational and signals are being sent correctly. If battery voltage is absent, it indicates an issue that requires further investigation in the wiring or connections involving the fuel sending unit. Adhering to proper measurement techniques during this step is crucial for accurate diagnosis. Final repair verification is the last step to ensure that all issues related to DTC P0462 have been adequately addressed. If you've replaced the fuel gauge sending unit, it's crucial to ensure all components are securely reconnected, including the gauge control module and the fuel tank unit 4P connector. After reassembly, turn the ignition to the on position to test the functionality of the fuel gauge system. It's also imperative to check for any returning DTCs using the HDS, confirming that the replacement or repairs have effectively resolved the low voltage issue. Keeping a thorough documentation of all repair actions and observations during testing can assist with future diagnostic endeavors and provide a comprehensive history of the vehicle's electrical system maintenance. Performing preventive maintenance is essential in preventing future occurrences of DTC P0462 and ensuring that your fuel gauge system works efficiently. Regular inspections of the electrical connections associated with the gauge control module and the fuel gauge sending unit can help identify early signs of wear, corrosion, or loose connections that could lead to errors. Additionally, monitoring the behavior of the fuel gauge during typical operation can reveal irregularities before they escalate into significant issues. Scheduling periodic diagnostics using the HDS will help maintain the vehicle's overall electrical health and can assist in early identification of faults. Taking such precautionary measures can prolong the lifespan of the components involved and enhance the reliability of your Honda Civic. In conclusion, understanding DTC P0462 is fundamental for preserving the functionality of the fuel system in the 2006 to 2011 Honda Civic. This DTC signifies a low voltage condition in the fuel gauge sending unit circuit, which can produce misleading fuel level readings. Following the outlined troubleshooting steps methodically allows for a systematic approach to diagnosing and resolving the issue efficiently. Each component, from the fuel gauge sending unit to electrical connections, plays a significant role in ensuring a reliable fuel gauge system. By adhering to preventive maintenance practices, vehicle owners can diminish the likelihood of future issues and maintain optimal performance. Ultimately, resolving DTC P0462 contributes to a safer and more dependable driving experience. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time!